The 3rd of November, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, so we have a new Masechta since Robert was with us. We concluded Bava Kama, and now we went ahead to Bava Metzia. And we welcome Phil. Good morning, Phil. Shavua Tov.
Oh, welcome back to the after Benismanim. Achrei Chagim, Orav Bari.
Yeah, right. This is day one. Yeah, actually, there was a call in the yeshiva world. They went back on already on Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was because of the war, right?
Yeah.
No, my grandson went back. Just went back today. He's in Shalavim.
So, and we have Robert. Can we see you? Are you there?
Yeah, let me put on a shirt.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
It's morning his time.
Yeah, it's early in the morning for Robert.
Well, he just changed the clock, so he's going back to the same hours, right?
I think it's this weekend, isn't it, that they change?
Yeah, they just changed. They just changed overnight now, so they're back to 7 in New York and 10 in the West Coast. 7 in the East Coast and the West Coast.
Oh, now it's 7 and 10. Okay. Very good. Okay, so let me just close the door here. Boom. Yes. Okay. And now we're going to start on. Is this right? We're starting on Yud Aleph from Amud Aleph from the Mishnah, 11a, the Mishnah.
That's where I have it.
Okay, that's good. That's a good start. Bava Metzia, Shnaim Ochzim Batalis, Perik Rishon, 11a. The Mishnah is about 7-8 lines down from the top of the page.
11A1.
What's that?
11A1 in the art scroll.
Okay. The Mishnah. Okay, let's go. And we go to Roy to start off the reading for us, please.
Right. This Mishnah discusses a situation of acquisition by courtyard. Ra'eh al-son Ratzon Achar Metzia. If one saw people running after a find, Achar Tzivi Shavur, after a lame deer, Achar Gozalos Shalo Perios, or after young pigeons that cannot yet fly, Omar Zichta Li Sadi, and he said, my field has acquired it for me. Zochso Lo, it has indeed acquired it for him. Hayat Tzvi Ratz B'Darko, if the deer was running normally, or Shayu Gozalos Maparichil, or the young pigeons were flying. Amar So Li Sadi, and he said, my field has acquired it for me. Lo Amar Kalum He has said nothing.
Oh, okay. So we got two parts of this Mishnah. And as you mentioned, it looks like we're talking about the person's sadeh, his field, acquiring for him these movable items that are on the field. And in spite of the fact that there's people that are running towards the item to try to acquire it themselves by picking it up, but he says the field should acquire for me my field. And so in the Reisha, it works. In the Sefer, it doesn't. What's the difference? In the Reisha, the Mishnah talked about things that are not moving, not capable of moving. And a movable, a Metzia, something that doesn't move on its own, a lost article, it doesn't move on its own, or a lame deer, is not able to move on its own, or pigeons that don't know how to fly. So I guess, I mean, even though they could walk around, it's true, they could walk around, but they can't fly. They seem to be put in the same category. And in those cases, if he says, Zoksali Sadi, my field has acquired them, so Zoksalo, the Mishnah says he's acquired them over the people that were running to get it, but because they didn't make any acquisition yet. But if the things are moving, a running deer or flying pigeons, even though they're still in the land space or the airspace of his field, if he says my field should acquire, it doesn't work. Lo amar klum, it didn't do nothing. Let's take a look at Rashi. Achat spi shavur.
He's running after a broken deer, a deer that's lame, that can't run, so to speak. The Havi Dumya, that this is similar to the Metzia, to a fine she'ein yichol l'rutz, that can't run away. Umish chamer chamer b'toch asada. Like it's something with it's staying within the field. It's like guarded within the field. Im lo ya'alo acher, if others didn't come.
Rashi's pointing out, in addition to the fact that the deer can't run, but it's mishtamer b'toch hasoda. It's being guarded, so to speak. It's in a guarded place inside the field. Imlo yitluhu acherim. So long as nobody else walks off with it. It's basically a guarded place. It's not going to get moved from that place. Okay. So in that case, that's the case of the Reisha, Sfi Shavur, that if the owner of the field says, my field has acquired, he acquires the Sfi Shavur. Okay, that's all the Rashi that there is. Nothing, no explanation of the Reish of the Seifa. Why it's the Lo Amar Klum, but I guess we could figure out that in that for some reason, in other words, if the animal is able to run and the bird's able to fly, so in that case, the field is not able to acquire it, even though it's running in the field completely. What's the difference? I don't know. To tell you the truth, I don't know what the difference would be. But that's the two dinim in the Mishnah. So so now we'll go to the what exactly could be the reason? Rashi doesn't really say too much over here. Now there's because what's the whole idea of a Kinyan Soda? The Kinyan Soda, it seems as though we got to say like this. It's not simply the fact that right now the animal is located within the four corners of the field. That's not enough. It's got to be located in the four corners of the field in an ofen, like Rashi says, which is mishtamer. It's guarded in that field, and nothing's gonna remove it from that field. So if you got an animal that knows how to run, or a bird that knows how to fly, so it's true that right now it's in the land or the airspace of the field, but it's entirely capable of running or flying outside of the field. And so in such a case like that, it's not in a situation that it's mishumar, that it's guarded and protected and contained in the field. So like that, the field does not acquire the item. Okay. So now let's take a look at the Gemora. We go to Alan to start the reading of the Gemora.
11A1, the bottom of the page.
I'm Rabbi Yonah Bar Shmuel.
The last line on the left-hand column, where it says Gemara.
After the Mishnah, is that what it is? Gemara?
Down the Mishnah, now the Gemara.
Gemara elaborates?
Yes,
Is that it?
yes.
The Gemara elaborates on the first section of the Mishnah, which states that one's field can acquire onerous articles on his behalf. Omar Rav Yehuda, Omar Shmuel. Rav Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel, Vahu She Omed, but say Shuraso, provided that the owner is standing at the side of his field. Gemara objects. The second lay so but let his field acquire objects for him, even if he is not standing there. Remor Rav Yosei Bar Chanina, for Rabbi Yosei, the son of Rabbi Chanina, said, he'd say, Ro shel Adam Kone Lo Shelo so the courtyard of a person acquires objects for him even without his knowledge. The more answer. Hine Mili Katzer Hamishta more. This ruling of Rabbi Yosei, the son of Rabbi Hanina, applies only with regard to a guarded courtyard. Aval Hotzar She'eno Mishtat Ras, but with regard to a courtyard that is not guarded, excuse me, made and if the owner stands at the side of his field, yes, and makes acquisition of his on behalf, elo low, but if he does not stand there, it does not make the acquisition of his on his behalf.
Okay, so we get into this issue of whether the chutzner is a chutzner mishtameres or not. Like Rashi used that word, that's the same root of shomer. shamur that Rashi used on the Mishnah, the case of the Mishnah with the tzvi shavur. Okay, Lou, you got the next, the Rashi on the Gemora. I omed b'tzad tzedeu in.
I omed b'tzad shedahu in. Okay, so if he's standing by the side of the field, yes. But akshav he mish tameres al yado. Now it is what's mishtameres?
Guarded.
Guarded.
What? Guarded? It's guarded by him. He's considered to be the guard because he's standing there.
Akshav he mishtameres al yado. Right. The actual right. The literal translation is that akshav, that now her is referring to the field or the chotzer. Mishtameres is guarded al yado, by means of him, through his hand, meaning by means of his standing there. But I think that this is actually, we didn't actually get up to this place over here, did we? This seems to be further on in the Gemora. So we got to go.
We did get omed b'tzad sadehu in.
We did that?
Yeah, I think we just did it.
Amar Rabbi Yehuda Mar Shmuel v'hu she'omed b'tzad sadehu. That's what Rabbi Yehuda said in the Mishmul. The Gemara questioned it. But tiknile sadehu, let his field be acquiring even without that. The Amar of Yossi Rechanina hatzer shalom onelo shalom midaito. The chutzner of a person can acquire even without his knowledge. Hani Mili answers the Gemara, no, he's talking about a different case. Hani Mili, his words are said, b'chutzner mishtameres, in a chutzner which is guarded. Aval b'chutzner sheinu mishtameres. Oh, right, yeah, you're right. If it's a chutzner which is not mishtameres, it's not, meaning it's not a guarded chutzner. We'll try to define what that is in a moment. If we're talking about a chutzner which has a status of not being mishtameres, it's not guarded, so then omed b'tzad sadeyu, if the owner, in other words, he's standing at the side of his field in, yes, then it will be regarded, that it will be a good acquisition. It will be regarded as a chutzner mishtameres, like that's what Lou just read. Correct. So we just read that. Okay, so that's good. But ilo lo. But if he's not standing there, so then no, it will not be regarded as a chutzner mishtameres, and that's when that's the case that Rabbi Yehuda Mar Shmuel is talking about. It's not mishtameres unto itself. So what does it mean actually? What does it actually mean, a chutzner which is mishtameres? So we translate in English as a guarded chutzner. What makes something guarded? What makes a courtyard guarded as opposed to a courtyard which is not being guarded, which is not guarded?
Somebody standing there.
Well, the Gemara is saying that would qualify to make it a chutzner mishtameres, but it's implied that something that there could be such a thing as a chutzner which is mishtameres, even though the person's not there, even though he doesn't even know that the item has come into his chutzer. He could acquire it.
Right, he hired a guard.
No, but then he knows that he's got a guard there. That's not called shalom midaito.
He doesn't know that the deer is there. He just knows the guard is there.
Okay, that's what you say. I'm not sure that that's what it means. Mishtameres means that you have to have a human guard over there. I'm not sure. Okay, so that's going to be the issue. What exactly do we mean when we say a chutzer mishtameres? I think that what it means when it says chutzer mishtameres, it means that it's based upon its location, in where it is, and its physical layout and everything like that. It's a guarded place. Naturally speaking, based upon its position and its location and its characteristics, physical characteristics. Not because you got somebody guarding there. If somebody's guarding there, okay. That's also that can also be that'll be. That's what Rashi says. Then it's called mishtameres al yado, by means of him being there. But that implies there's something other than that. If there's not somebody that's there. It could also be regarded as mishtameres.
So mishmameret means it's to do with it's a natural guarded a natural place where no one can get to it if you don't want to. In
other words, it's got a fence around it. Let's say. A chutzah that got a fence around it and the door is locked. That's definitely called a chutzah mishtameres. You don't have a guard there? No, it's nevertheless it's guarded based upon its physical characteristics.
All right.
Well, that would make a certain amount of sense, because then we have a chiddush that we're saying, maybe what it's saying is the normal case is it doesn't have a physical guard. It has some kind of a guard, like you're saying, like a wall or a fence, or it's in a natural depression or something like that. That's the normal case. The chiddush here is even if it's just a human.
Yeah. Right. So in other words, yeah. Okay. So let's see. We got that's as far as we got, and now we got a brisa. The last thing we read was Omed B'tzad Sedeu in Ilolo. She's standing there by the field. So then, yeah, that'll be regarded as a chutzah mishtameres. But if he's not, so then it won't be. It won't be, and that'll be the case. That'll be the case that Rabbi Yehuda Mar Shmuel is talking about. Okay, now we go to the brisa, the Sanya. The Sanya. Roy. Your turn to read the brisa, the Sanya.
I don't see that that's where we are.
Not there?
I think we're at Mina.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yes, you're right. Umana Timra. Umana Timra. The Chatzah she'enu mishtameres. Just a second. I'll be back in a minute.
So, Roy, it's 11A2, left-hand column. The third paragraph. The Gemora supports its contention.
Good, that's what I have.
I've got that. What? Umana, it's Umana Timura. Oh, right, okay. I didn't read it properly to myself. Okay, I'll wait for the rabbi, or not.
It's fine with me if you want to read.
Well, you should wait for the rabbi.
All right.
Rabbi's
Umona Timeret. And from where do you say the Chatzer She'ana Mishtameret? That with regard to a courtyard that is not guarded, Omed B'tzad Shedahu Aim. If the owner stands at the side of the field, yes, it makes an acquisition. Lolo, but if it not, the Tanya for the following case was taught in a Baraisa. Ahmad Ba'ir, if the owner had left his field and was standing in the city, the Omer Yadar Anin Shama Sheyesh Li B'Sadeh Pa'alim Shekahuhu, and he declares, I know that the workers forgot a sheaf that I have left in the field. Lo Yehei Shichol. It shall not become Shichachah, even if I too eventually forget about it. Yachol lo Yehi Shichachah. It would be possible to think that it does not become Shichachah, even if the owner too subsequently forgets it. Talmud Lomar v'shachachah v'shachachata imeh b'sadeh. The Torah therefore teaches, and you forget a sheaf in the field. This implies the sadeh v'shachachah. When you are in the field and you forget the sheaf, it is shichacha for v'lo ba'ir. But if not, when you forget it while in the city, but not when you forget while you're in the city.
Okay.
This is
I'll have to figure this one out.
Meshita.
Okay, so we got a Rashi. Let's take a look at what Rashi has to tell us over here. Dibra Maskil, the second Rashi, Omer sheyesh li b'sadeh.
Omer sheyesh li b'sadeh.
Yeah.
The certain amount that I have, an Omer amount that I have in the field. Sheshachachti, that I forgot shom there. Midate, with my knowledge, who samachti al hapolim, I was relying on on my workers. Sheyavoa, that they'll bring it. The hapolim, and then the workers forgot.
And the workers forgot. Polim shachuhu. Okay. All right. So I got a note that says after that you have to add the words Shema Polim Shachachuhu. And then we got another Rashi over here. Lo Yehei Shichacha. Okay. Let's take a look at the Gemora again over here. This is a bit involved. This whole thing over here. What are we bringing this brisa for? We got to know. Why do we bring this brisa all of a sudden?
Rabbi, before that, can you just review what shichacha is?
Yeah, shichacha is when the reapers are going through the field of the owner of the field. Somebody's going through the field, and they're doing reaping, and they forget a sheaf of produce in the field. So it has a status of being shichacha now, and then that'll be let's see, if in other words, their first time going through the field like that, I think they're doing their work, and they forget it. They don't take it in, and so now it's got a din of a shichacha, which is one of the designated gifts that's given for the anim. That's this oversimplified explanation of the mitzvah of the din of shichacha.
There are footnotes on page 11A2 of the art scroll that goes into it more deeply. Footnotes 12, 13, and 14. And 15 and 16. Maybe 17 too. So quite a few footnotes. I think all the footnotes on that page deal with shichacha.
Yeah, so that's basically the bottom line, though. If the one who the owner of the field or the owner of the field himself, whoever's been designated as the reaper, and he's reaping, going through the fields to cut down the produce, to take it for the owner of the field. So if they forget a certain stock of the produce over there, they don't cut it down, or they don't after they cut down, they don't pick it up, I think. So that's it. That sheaf now is now to be designated for the anim, and it'd be usher for the workers to go back and get it. What they forgot. The word shichla means you forgot it there. So it's designated for the anim, and you can't go back and get it. So here we got a case where he's trying to get around that. The owner of the field is trying to get around that. But what we got to know is what exactly is the reason why we're getting into this altogether. What do we bring this here for? The Gemora asked, Minat Timra, where is this that you know this from? The Chatzah Sheinu Mishtameres, if you got a Chatzah which is not guarded, doesn't have a fence around it, Yomid B'tzad Tzedeu in Ilolo. But nevertheless, it's enough that if you got somebody standing there by the field, so then the field will be regarded as a Chatzah Mishtameres, and as such, it will be Kona the item, but otherwise it won't. So that's what we're exploring. That's what we have in our mind when we're looking at this brisa with the shichacha. what's the parameters of the din of a chotzer she'enu mishtameres? That it could become a chotzer mishtameres through somebody standing there by the field.
Are we saying that the person that's standing there has to be appointed as a guard, or is just standing there, and whether he's been appointed or not, he's still as if he was guarding? He has to be. He has to know that he's standing there guarding the field, and people know that too. Or does it matter if he just happens to be standing there, say the owner, or just happens to be standing there, or somebody else?
It's an interesting question. Not clear at this point what we need, what it means exactly. What's all the requirements of somebody standing there? Well, maybe we'll see in the Hemshech of the Gemora exactly more what it means that somebody's got to be standing there. What's the circumstances got to be standing there?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so we got this Bryce. So the Bryce said, Haya Omed Be'ir. The owner of the field he's standing in the city. He's not by his field. Omer, and he says, Yodeani she'omer sheyesh li basada polim shachachuhu. He says, I know of an omer that's like a sheaf of the produce which I got in my field, and Rashi's told us that he's relying on the fact that his workers are gonna pick it up. His workers are gonna pick it up. But what happens? The Brisa says the workers forgot it there. Polim shachachuhu. One second. Or maybe it means that he was relying on them to bring it, and they didn't do so. And the Brisa continues, Lo yehei shichacha. It will not be shichacha. Yochel lo yeh shichacha. Okay, this is quite a confusing Brisa over here. Quite a confusing one. Rashi. Okay, so Okay, so in the meantime, let's take a look. We got another Rashi to read over here. Lo yehei shechacha, and then we got Basoda v'shachachta. We got two Rashis over here. Maybe Rashi will tell us a little bit more. We'll figure out what's going on over here.
Lo yehei shechacha im chor ushachcho.
Im chazar v'shachcho.
Im chazar v'shachcho. If he returns and he picks it up.
Im chazar, if he turns around subsequent to having said what he said and forgets about it.
Oh, and forgets. Okay.
Shechacha is to forget.
So it's not shechacha if he returns and forgets. I would have thought the opposite.
So since he said this, since the owner has said Yodeani she'omer sheyesh li basada. Oh, that's the point. I think the story is like this. The owner of the field, he's not there, and somehow, some way, he's saying, I don't know how he knows this, but he's saying, I know, Yodeani she'omer sheyesh li basada, that there's a sheaf in the field, and Rashi means that to say Rashi's explaining in the previous Rashi, Shehanachtiv Sham Midaiti, I left it there myself. I left it there. And I know that I left it there. Shehanachtiv Sham Midati. I left it there knowingly. And Rashi continues, Samachti Alapolim. Shiaviyuhu. I was relying on my workers to see it there and get it and pick it up and bring it, right? So that it would not be shichacha. And what happened? They forgot. The Polim left it over there. The Polim did not pick it up. They left it there.
I looked up the word Omer, and it says here that it's an obligatory mincha offering brought on the 16th of Nisan. It was forbidden to eat from a new grain crop, Kadash, before this offering was brought. So if this is labeled an offering, then it's
No, that's not what this is.
Kedusha. It has
It's
Kedusha.
No, that's not what this is. You're right. It's the same word, but the word is being used in a different way over here.
Yeah.
This is not a Omer does not, technically speaking, it does not mean to it's referring to a certain specific amount of something. It's we call it a korban omer, but it's not the actual meaning of the word.
Uh-huh. Has everybody else got a loss of sound?
I can hear fine.
Yeah.
So this is don't go. This is not a korban over here. This is just a sheaf that was so the owner is trying to avoid having the halacha of shechacha be applied to this particular stalk or sheaf of produce. We're calling that sheaf or stalk of produce an omer. And so that's what he's saying. He's saying, I know that there is this particular omer in my field, and I'm relying on my workers to pick it up and bring it, so that it won't be shechacha. So the Bryce is saying that if he says such a thing, so even if the workers do in fact forget about it and they don't pick it up, they did not pick it up. So Bryce says, nevertheless, lo yehei shichacha. Even though it has been forgotten by the reapers, the workers there that are going through the field and reaping the produce, even though it has been forgotten over there, and normally we would have said that means that this particular omer is got a din of shechacha, which means that you can't go back and get it. The owner can't go back and get it. He's got to give it to the anim, because that's the din of leket, shechacha, and peah. We got three different types of matanas that we give to the anim in a field. leket, shichacha, and peah. So this is one of those three. It's called shichacha. So we would have thought that it would have a din, this omer of shichacha. The Brisa states lo yehei shichacha. It will not be regarded as being forgotten. And Rashi adds lo yehei shichacha im chazar v'shachacha. Even if the guy himself, the owner, doesn't subsequently forgets about it and doesn't take it.
How will people know?
Good question. Let's go further in the Brisa. Yochol lo yehei shichacha. So we would think to say, yeah, it's a bit confusing. The Brisa first states lo yehei shichacha, or maybe that's his words. Maybe that's the words of the owner of the field himself. Then the Brisa says yochel. I would think that it won't be shichacha. Lo yehei shichacha. That his words will be effective.
According to my English, he is saying lo yehei shichacha.
He's the one who's saying lo yehei shichacha. Okay.
He's saying even if I too eventually forget about it, it will not become shichacha.
So in other words, okay. So even if the workers don't get it, and he forgets about it also, so the Brisa says, I would think yochol that it will not get a din of shichacha, even if the owner forgets about it. So on that, the Brisa says, Talmud Lomar, but the Pasuk teaches us not like that. V'shachakta omer basada v'shachakta v'lo be'ir. So the Brisa is saying that this statement, if he v'shachakta omer basada, and you will forget the about this omer in the field, and then the pasuk says you don't go back to get it. It's there for the ani. But Chazal say basada v'shachakta, in the field you forgot it, v'lo be'ir, but not in the ear. In the ear, we don't say that we don't say the din of shichacha in the ear.
Rabbi,
Okay.
we're out of time.
We're out of time. Okay. We got a tough Brisa over here. Okay, good. Very good. So we're going to tackle this Brisa tomorrow and we're going to get it.
Okay.
And I see we got a lot of Rashi over here too. Rashi's explaining a lot over here. It's not so simple, this Brisa altogether, we see.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, all the best. Have a great week.
4:00.
Yeah, 4 o'clock, Alan.
4 or 5?
4 o'clock.
Pardon me?
4 o'clock.
4, you said, right?
Yes. 4 o'clock.
Okay. All right. See you then. Thanks.